Inside the Kingdom: Kings, Clerics, Modernists, Terrorists, and the Struggle for Saudi Arabia. By Robert Lacey. Narrated by Stephen Hoye. Copyright 2009 by Robert Lacey. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with Viking, a member of Penguin Group USA, Inc., and was produced in the year 2009 by Tantor Media, Incorporated, which holds the copyright thereto. Preface. Welcome to the Kingdom. In theory, Saudi Arabia should not exist. Its survival defies the laws of logic and history. Look at its princely rulers, dressed in funny clothes, trusting in God rather than man, and running their oil-rich country on principles that most of the world has abandoned with relief. Shops are closed for prayer 5 times a day. Executions take place in the street. And let us not even get started on the status of women. Saudi Arabia is one of the planet's enduring, and for some quite offensive, enigmas, which is why 3 decades ago I went to live there for a bit. It was 1979. I had just published Majesty, my biography of Elizabeth II, which recounted the paradoxical flourishing of an ancient monarchy in an increasingly populist world. Now I was in search of more paradox, and it was not hard to find in Riyadh. After many a morning sipping glasses of sweet tea in the office of the Chief of Protocol, I finally secured an audience with King Khalid, the shy and fragile old monarch who would become the kingdom's stopgap ruler following the assassination of his half-brother Faisal in 1975. The 5 Saudi monarchs who have ruled the kingdom since 1953 have all been half-brothers, with more than a dozen brothers and half-brothers, not to mention their sons, still waiting in the wings. In the weeks of tea-sipping I had given much thought to the important question of what I might give the king. What could I offer to the man who had, or could have, just about anything? I had decided on photographs. Before coming to the kingdom I had read the papers of the earliest British travellers to Arabia, intrepid servants of His Majesty's Imperial Government who had trekked across the desert sands in the early decades of the 20th century in their solar helmets and khaki puttees. A surprising number had loaded their camels with the heavy wood and brass cameras of the time, complete with fragile glass plates and portable darkrooms, so they could develop and print their negatives in their tents. I made up an album of these images, which were then comparatively unknown, wrote out long captions, and had them translated into classical Arabic, and bore my gift into the royal presence.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?